And welcome to another episode of the Koto's Mojo. And as always, I'm your host, Patrick Koto. We got a lot to talk about today. We got to talk about this awesome NCAA tournament so far. MLB opening day is coming up. And of course, around this time, there's some madness around the NFL with some offseason moves. As always, our buddy Ian is with us on the show. Ian, how you doing, buddy?
Doing fantastic. It was a great weekend of basketball, and I'm ready for baseball.
I know you are indeed, Ian. And, speak of this tournament, let's dive on in. Uh, you know, my bracket is barely hanging on right now. I just lost one of my final four teams, which is no surprise. Baylor completely does not know how to shoot free throws. But, it's been a good start to this tournament so far.
Yeah, it's been a really fun start. Yeah, Baylor let champions, but Clemson they played some good ball, and Baylor couldn't make them free throws.
Yeah, and what's, the thing too, the other thing that also hurt Baylor in that game as well is that they were down by at most 15 points. And I thought Clemson's really going to run away with this. And they come back, Baylor comes back to make it a game. I was like, all right, we got a game. And then, came the free throws, and Clemson made the plays they needed to down the stretch to get the win. But you got to give credit to Clemson, a 6 seed in the Sweet 16. They wanted it more.
Yeah, they really did. So yeah, awesome for them. Yeah, we have a lot of good matchups this upcoming weekend. I'm so excited.
Same. And some upsets that took place. Yale beat Auburn. I'm not surprised because Ivy League schools do really well in this tournament. And I expected that to be a close 2-point game. And Oakland beating Kentucky.
Yeah, that was really huge for
Huge indeed. Well,
Oakland
you
to
could
take
think,
down one of the blue bloods. That's huge.
you could thank Jack Goldkey for literally shooting lights out. Holy shit.
Yeah, right.
Like the dude couldn't miss. Like you give him the ball, he'll shoot 1-3 here, 1-3 there, 1-3 there. He gets a three there, he'll take a three there, three there, three there, three there, three there, three there. I mean, anywhere you find him, at the top of the key, corner pocket, the wing, corner, like he's hitting those.
Yeah, dude was balling.
Yep, and then we had James Madison take down Wisconsin in the 5-12 matchup. That doesn't surprise me one bit. James Madison came to play in that game.
Yeah, they did. They were fantastic.
Yep. But I'm loving this tournament so far. March doesn't never disappoints. Sure, we're, a little frustrated with our brackets, but what the hell do you expect?
It's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of some upcoming matchups, Ian, you were just talking about this weekend. Clemson takes on Arizona. That should be a good one.
I think my game that I'm gonna have my eyes on is Illinois and Iowa State. I think that's gonna be a big game. That's
It
gonna be scary.
is. That it is. No, I agree. Iowa State and Illinois in the Sweet 16. This is Illinois' first trip to the Sweet 16 since their 2005 national runner-up.
Wow.
And they deserve to be here. But yeah, like you said, this is a really pretty even game for both teams. And really, some of the games that we have on Thursday, we have 4 games on Thursday, 4 games on Friday. Shit,
And
all the games
UConn,
are.
San Diego State, we're gonna have a rematch from last year.
That's going to be a good one, and I think that one will be close this time.
I think so too. I don't know. San Diego State's pretty good. Maybe they'll give UConn a run for their money. Everyone's got UConn as their national champions, but I don't know, man.
Which is
This is
why I
one
picked.
team that this is one team that can pull off that huge upset.
Which is why I picked Houston to win it all because everybody's looking at UConn. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, Houston's just smart. I think Houston is just a powerhouse. I mean, that was a pretty close game with them and Texas A&M
Too
last night.
close. It's
Yeah,
so too. It was like Texas, Houston had like a double digit lead with 3 minutes ago. Like, oh, okay. So I flipped the channel and then look at other games. Next thing you know, it's a 3-point game. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? How'd this happen?
yeah,
Literally flipped right back to the game just in time for that Texas A&M game time shot. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I know our little group chat we had was blowing up, dude. I was pissed.
Dude, and Houston and Duke, that's going to be a hell of a game.
Houston's going to come out really aggressive in that game. I think Houston will take it.
Yeah, we shall see.
Yep. Clemson, Arizona. That's another one you should keep your eye on.
Yep.
What? Yeah.
NC State, dude, NC State has looked fantastic throughout this entire tournament. They could give Marquette a run for their money here and
I
go to
like
the
I like
Elite
that.
Eight.
I like this NC State. Ian. Once Kentucky lost to Oakland, I'm like, the door is open for NC State to make a potential run. And you saw how Colorado played against Marquette. Colorado was not horsing around. I think NC State could pull that one off.
Yeah, definitely, dude.
And then your Boilermakers back in the Sweet 16 taking on Gonzaga.
Dude, we finally made it into the Sweet 16. Fantastic. Yeah, that's going to be another big game against Gonzaga. Gonzaga is always a powerhouse in the tournament.
Well, you guys played each other early this year, like those early in an early November Thanksgiving tournament. Yeah, and you beat them by 10 back in November.
Yeah, yeah, we did beat them earlier. So I mean,
But that was
we're
in
looking good.
March now.
Yeah, this is March. Things are different. Yeah, that should be a great. I mean, honestly, I think every game that we have lined up in the Sweet 16 is going to be fantastic. I mean, look at Creighton and Tennessee, North Carolina and Alabama. It's going to be a fun weekend. I cannot wait for Friday.
I can't wait for it either. And yeah, Creighton and Tennessee. I mean, Creighton was in a dogfight against Oregon. Clearly, Oregon ran out of gas in that double overtime, which I wasn't happy about because I had Oregon winning that game. I had them in the Elite Eight.
Yeah, that was surprising, but hey, that's March.
It is March and stuff. That's why we make these picks and stuff. That's why we, you want to go crazy too.
Exactly.
It's just so funny too how a lot of people are already, shitting on Purdue. And we're like, hello, we're here in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, we're here. I think people can stop making their jokes. We're a real team this year.
Like I said yesterday, John literally called it the Friday game the most stressful 28-point win ever.
Yeah, it really was.
Yesterday was like a near 40-point win, right? Near
Yeah,
40.
it was ridiculous.
It was over 30 for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 106 to 67. That was ridiculous.
And Purdue shot lights out last night. I mean, talk about the addition of Lance Jones, man.
Dude, Lance Jones has been fantastic addition to the squad.
He's been literally your one missing piece.
Yep.
Because Edey can only do so much on the court.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I mean, like looking at all this right now and stuff. I mean, it was a slow start for Purdue, and then they were shooting lights out, and then they just kept shooting lights out throughout the game.
Yeah, I mean that's how it was on Friday as well. I mean on Saturday or yeah, Friday. Yeah,
Friday. Yeah, Friday's when he played. Yeah,
yeah, when we played Grambling. Yeah, it was a really slow start, but then second half we were just playing lights out. We did great.
And then about time Fletcher Lawyer starts waking up.
Yeah, Fletcher Lawyer, I mean, he's been great all year long. I mean, I knew it was going to be some growing pains for him to adjust, but he's been fantastic with the Boilers this year.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. So as we look at some of the games and stuff, let's why don't we go ahead and pick who pick our winners for these games. So we got games on Thursday too. We got Clemson and Arizona. Arizona's known for choking it away. I think Clemson keeps riding that hot hand. I'm taking Clemson to beat Arizona.
Yeah, I got to agree with you there.
San Diego State and UConn. I like San Diego State, but UConn, man, they're just
Yeah,
I would love
I'm
to have
going
them
San Diego State.
I like that pick, man, but I gotta take UConn in this one. And then the next one, Alabama and North Carolina. I did say North Carolina is what would be one of those first one seeds out, but they're going to live to play another day and beat Bama.
Yep, agreed.
Illinois and Iowa State. This Illinois team has been, nonstop all year. I'm taking Illinois over Iowa State.
Agreed. Yeah, Illinois is really, really good right now. They're running that high from that Big Ten tournament championship.
And then Friday, we'll start with NC State and Marquette. You know what, Ian? Pencil me in NC State.
Atta boy.
Like I said, NC State is hot. They won the ACC tournament. They got a great opportunity from Kentucky when Kentucky lost in the first round. Not gonna lie, I think they could have beat Kentucky, to be honest, but we will never know. But it's March, baby. Keep it going.
Yep.
Gonzaga and Purdue. Um, you know what? I'll take Purdue.
Yeah. We're just looking like a completely different team right now. Last week I would have said Gonzaga, but right now it's the Boilers. Boilers are just on top right now.
You would have said literally after the Big Ten tournament, Gonzaga.
Yeah, right.
Even though the brackets weren't out yet, you thought, wow, we're really gonna fuck this up. But nope, you haven't fucked it up yet. And like we witnessed before, Ian, we saw 1 seed get upsetted by a 16 seeded team, Virginia, and look what they did the year before.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
obviously we can't get our hopes up yet for Purdue, but if they make the Final Four, then you can make an argument thinking, okay, I think they can win it all.
Agreed.
And then Duke facing Houston. Houston, baby.
Yeah. I don't know. I think last night was a little bit of a wake up call for Houston.
I
Maybe they're
agree.
not maybe they're not the big dogs like we thought they were. They went to what was it, triple overtime?
No, it was just the one overtime.
One overtime. Okay.
That
Yeah,
that was Creighton and the in Oregon that went to double overtime. Now in our
yeah,
group chat yesterday with all these Houston players and all and so much foul trouble, I think it was Nick that brought it up that if they went to a third overtime that A&M could have pulled it off, or somebody in our group chat said some A&M could have pulled it off with all of Houston's players fouling out.
yeah. Yeah, but
I agree.
I don't know. I gotta give it to Duke. Houston was a little sloppy.
They were definitely sloppy, but we've seen that before. Everybody's got their own slump and stuff. All games, it's in postseason like this, all games are one ugly.
Yeah.
Whoever's on the right side of the scoreboard is the winner and lives to play another day. Just how the game of basketball
Yep,
works.
that's the beautiful thing about March Madness.
Yep. And then the final game of the Sweet 16, Creighton and Tennessee. Ooh. Ooh.
Creighton just looks really good right now.
Yeah, Creighton definitely finished the game the way you're supposed to.
It's a tough pick.
And Tennessee almost blew it to Texas.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like Tennessee. They're really good right now, but they almost blew it to Texas. This is gonna be a tougher matchup against Creighton.
Way tougher
Give me,
matchup in Creighton.
yeah, give me Creighton. Give me
I'm
them
going with the Blue Jays
Bluebirds.
as well. I gotta show love to the little bro because he's at law school at Creighton right now. His Cornhuskers unfortunately lost. uh, I miss you,
Yeah,
Japanese
so
Steph
he
Curry.
he's still got one in the fight.
Yep. But yeah, no, I like these picks and stuff for the Sweet 16, man. It's so
Yep.
sweet. I'm excited.
Should be a
Yep.
fun weekend of basketball.
And then we'll have an exciting Elite Eight. And obviously, when we hop back on next week, we'll definitely talk about our Final Fours.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I won't be surprised. Call me crazy, and I won't be surprised if a team like, uh, actually, I won't be surprised if a team like Creighton is in the Final Four.
Yeah, honestly, right now I could see Creighton
Potentially NC
and
State after what we saw with Houston last night.
yeah,
Shit, maybe Clemson.
yeah, who knows?
Maybe Clemson.
Yeah, that's a good pick right there.
The way Clemson's playing right now, I won't be surprised. I mean, Clemson, they played North Carolina early in early in February and won by 4 at Chapel Hill. And North
Yeah,
Carolina was ranked 3rd at the time. So Clemson is another team that I would not sleep on and could possibly, make it to the Final Four. There's always
yeah,
that one surprise team that makes it far to the Final Four. I think Clemson's that team.
agreed.
But we shall see. All
Yes,
right,
sir.
kid. Well, that will do it for our basketball talk. Next up, it's baseball season, baby. Finally.
Yes, I can't wait for opening day for the Cubs.
Yes, and well, obviously for the Cubs, let's be real. I think they're winning. I think they're winning the NL Central this year.
Yeah, with all the great signings we made, getting Craig Counsell from the Milwaukee Brewers. Yeah, I think we look like we could be the top team this year.
Exactly. And you guys re-signed Cody Bellinger, which a well-deserved contract because literally that guy goes yard.
That was a very needed pickup right there.
Yep. Yeah, I see the Cubs winning the NL Central, the NL East. I think it's the Marlins that will win the East.
Yeah, that's a really good pick right there.
They just picked up, our my guys, Jake Berger and Tim Anderson. Just watch. They're literally gonna ball the fuck out in Miami. You know what? I'll be happy for them. Because
Oh,
why?
of course they will.
Because the White Sox front office sucks.
Yeah,
Like
agreed.
this is like this is us in Chicago sports teams. If we see players ball out on other teams, we're like, the front office definitely fucked them.
So we're gonna give it to the Twins to win the AL Central.
The worst division in baseball? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
AL West.
Ooh.
I'll have to give it to Seattle.
Seattle. Ooh, I like that pick because I actually have Luis Castillo as my Cy Young for the AL. Guy's a great
Nice.
pitcher. Obviously Seattle's gonna have to battle, Texas and Houston, but I like that pick. You saw what Seattle did a couple years ago. I think they can get back to the promised land.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. And then
Um, ooh, I'm looking at NL West right now. I
ooh,
mean, who knows? I mean, everything that's going on with Shohei Ohtani, he's being investigated right now.
is he
Who knows
really?
if, well, I don't know if you saw, but his interpreter was being investigated for massive theft from
Uh,
Shohei Ohtani. But now they're investigating, and it looks like that Shohei may have been involved, and it may involve sports gambling.
uh-oh.
So
Uh,
we all know what that means. So Shohei, who knows if he'll play this year? So
uh-oh.
that's a huge toss up for the NL West right
That's
now.
a huge, that's a huge hit for the Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, Dodgers, they're good, but losing Shohei is going to be a huge kick in the nuts.
Especially with all that money they spent just to get him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if Shohei does miss the season, I would probably pencil in the Padres to win it all.
I would think so.
They picked up Dylan Cease, oh. He's gonna pitch lights out for the Padres. It's literally a battle between the Dodgers or the Dodgers. Padres or Dodgers, depending on what happens with Shohei, I won't be surprised to see those teams finish 1-2 in the NL West.
Yeah, agreed.
And let's see. Oh, the East. We got to touch on the East. Oh wait, I already touched on the NL East. Who do you see winning the NL East?
That's a toss up, man. I feel like everyone besides the Mets are a pretty decent team.
Yeah, Atlanta. You can't count them out.
Yeah, you know
Nationals
what?
are oh, Nationals are a weird team. Phillies are weird.
I'm gonna go with ATL. I feel like that's a safe pick.
Absolutely. You can't count out Ronald Acuna and all those guys.
Yeah.
And then the AL East, let's go Orioles. Holy
Yeah.
shit, where last year.
Orioles stepped up big time. I could see them winning it. Yankees and Red Sox, they just don't look good.
Well, I don't know what the hell happened to the Yankees last year, but do we care?
Hmm.
Not really.
No, not really.
Yankees win too much. We like
I
seeing.
would say Orioles or Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's looked pretty good
Ooh,
the past few years.
when we saw them, torch the White Sox last year.
Oh yeah. So you know what? I'm gonna switch it from Baltimore. I'm gonna go Tampa Bay.
I like that. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I'm gonna go with the Orioles. I'm sticking with the Orioles because we saw what they did last year, and oh, don't you love the smell of baseball? I'm ready for baseball, man.
Yep, we're only a few days away from being inside a baseball park.
Yep, yep. Yandy Diaz, had the fourth best batting average last year, batting 330 for the Tampa Bay Rays. So, we'll see what the Rays do.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, I love to see Tampa Bay or Baltimore win it. And then let's see, did we touch on everything? Let's see, we touched on the Centrals, the East, and the West.
Yep, we got everything.
Yep. Now, this is always, hard prediction and stuff. Cy Youngs for AL and NL, MVPs for AL and NL. Ian, I actually got a really bold prediction.
Go.
Justin Steele.
I love that, dude. Say no more. I agree with you.
Well, you saw what Steele did last year too. Like he came into the Cubs organization, and that guy just pitched lights out.
Yep, he's been absolutely amazing.
I think the Cubs have found their franchise pitcher.
Yeah, I believe so, man.
Yep, it'll literally be a battle between him or possibly Dylan Cease, because like we said, usually when players leave Chicago, they do pretty well. So I see Cease definitely having a good year, but I won't be surprised if it's Steele or Cease.
I like it.
I assume that's who you would pick as well, Justin Steele.
Yes, sir.
Nice. And then AL, yeah, I'm gonna go with Castillo for the Mariners.
Yeah, that's not a bad pick at all. I don't know. It's tough.
Exactly, because one pitcher could have one good year and then he'll shit the bed the following year.
Yeah. You know what, Pat? These picks, they're too early to make for me right now because we've only seen come back to me in 2 weeks and I will answer these questions.
I'll come back to you and before we go to Kansas Speedway. How about that?
There we go.
Before we go to Kansas Speedway, which is holy shit, literally over a month away.
Yep.
Knock on wood for good weather.
Yeah, well, we hope so.
Seriously, we don't need rain for a third straight race.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, baseball, it's always fun to watch. We'll be at the Sox game on Thursday against the Tigers. I'm not getting my hopes up at all for the White Sox because let's be real, we are fucked.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough next couple
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, we are throwing. I do like our opening day pitcher, Garrett Crochet. Finally, he's getting a starting opportunity. Went through some Tommy John the past years, so I think he's got it this time.
Yeah, we shall see how he does.
I'll have some growing pains, but I have high hopes for Garrett Crochet this year.
Yeah.
Yep. And then yeah, no, I am super excited. And then yeah, my NL and our MVPs, of course, for the AL and NL. For the AL, I'm going with Corey Seager for the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, that's not a bad pick at all.
Yep. Then for the NL, you can't go wrong with Ronald Acuna.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because like you said for Otani, he could miss the season because a lot of people had him locked as a potential NL MVP. Well, now
No, we don't even know yet.
Now we don't know what the hell's up with him, so he could be in trouble.
Yeah, we shall see.
What about you, Ian? Or shall we come back to you later for those picks?
All these questions will be answered in the next few weeks. I will say that.
Sounds good. You heard it here, folks. To be continued.
Yep, I want to see some regular season play.
I know. I know. These answers, ladies and gentlemen, will be answered eventually soon. Trust me. We will make sure Ian gets his picks for his MVPs. All right. Well, that'll do it for baseball. Now let's jump on to some NFL offseason talk. And the day finally happened for the Bears. Justin Fields is no longer a Chicago Bear.
Yeah, we should have talked about this a week ago because
I know.
I'm it's old news now. I'm ready for Caleb Williams.
But I mean, I am too. But obviously, I can't say I'm surprised we saw it coming. Like Fields is great, but unfortunately, his contract stats is almost up, so we were
Yeah.
kind of fucked. And we were going to have to pay him a lot of money. We weren't going to do that. I think he's better off in Pittsburgh, and I hope he starts, and I hope he succeeds.
Yeah, he's gonna be sitting for this year. I think he's gonna be learning from Russell Wilson. And Russell, he's only got that 1 year contract, so I think they're just gonna use that and then have Justin start next year.
Yep. Then, obviously we saw, the Baltimore Ravens pick up Derrick Henry. That's a good addition to the Ravens running game.
No, that was fantastic pickup.
But you can't be too upset about the Bears right now because we made some moves. We picked up Kevin Byard, DeAndre Swift, and Keenan Allen. I love the Keenan Allen pick.
Yeah, that was a huge pickup right there.
You're going to have him and DJ Moore. But unfortunately now, since we don't have Fields, we're going to be, going after Caleb Williams and the best offensive lineman available. No Marvin Harrison, unfortunately, to the Bears.
Yeah.
Which honestly, I don't mind that because let's protect the QB without killing him.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, we don't need any of that. And then, obviously more offseason moves will come then and there, but that's obviously, been some of the biggest that's happened so far.
Yeah. Oh, it's been great.
Yep, and we're a month away from draft day.
Dude, it is. I'm worried. I'm wondering what we're gonna do.
Yep. Texans also made a big splash, grabbing Joe Mixon. That's big for their running game.
No, that's huge.
Tennessee got Calvin Ridley. Cleveland got Jerry Jeudy. Yeah, that's good for their receiving game.
Mm-hmm. That's really big.
Yep. And then we'll just see, what else happens down the road and stuff for, all these teams.
Yep, it should be an exciting draft week.
But of course, Kirk Cousins is no longer a Minnesota Viking.
Yep, he's down with Atlanta now.
Yep, Atlanta could be another exciting team with the addition of Darnell Mooney as well and Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yes. We'll definitely talk, a lot more football stuff as we approach the draft. But now, let's go on to our big three, Ian. This week's big three to honor opening day for baseball. Our big three baseball catchphrases. Ian, why don't you go ahead and start it off?
All right. Well, honestly, I think there's only one catchphrase that is just the greatest of all time. It's Santa Maria. Come on.
But good old Matt Vasgersian. Someone hits a long bomb and it's gone. Santa Maria.
Yep. So I know we said multiple, but man, I can only go with one.
That's fair. That's fair, buddy. That's fair. I respect that. One, that's a good one too that I like. You can't go wrong with Bob Uecker going, get up, get out of here. It's gone. Home run.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, no, Santa Maria is always a good one. I have to go back to, the White Sox most biased broadcaster in the world, Hawk Harrelson, with some of his calls. Sure, he was biased, but he had some great calls. like home runs. He goes, "You can put it on the board, yes."
Yeah, for a White Sox fan. But the amount of shit that man talked about the Cubs, he can burn.
I know. Again, he's the most biased baseball broadcaster or most biased sports broadcaster in the world.
Yeah, there's no question about that.
And another good one that I like too. The Angels TV announcer, I forgot his name, but every time an Angel player hits a home run, he goes, "Big fly, this player." So he'll say, "Big fly, Mike Trout."
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
You know, there's so many catchphrases, but those are my 3 best that I have so far.
Nice, I like it.
So now, Ian, let's jump onto our plays of the weeks. Our plays of the week on the fantastic and Now let's jump on to our plays of the week on the fantastic and bonehead side. Ian, what do you got?
Well, obviously my fantastic play of the week is just Purdue finally getting past the 16th seed and winning against Grambling State and then moving on to the Sweet 16 after beating Utah State. So yeah, huge. And then my bonehead is against Auburn, losing to a bunch of nerds.
I did pick Yale to win them.
Yeah.
And one of those nerds is actually from around here, so. John Pulakinas, and he had 28 points in that game.
Hey, hell yeah.
You can't bet against Ivy League schools in this tournament. You just can't.
No, for real.
They'll either bust your bracket or ruin your parlay.
Yeah.
Those are great picks. Well, we'll go on to my fantastic and bonehead play of the week. Jack Golke, his fantastic performance for Oakland.
Yeah, the dude was phenomenal.
And what's funny, too, he played at Hillsdale College, was an Uber driver, DoorDash driver, he just did what he could to make some side money, and now he transfers to Oakland, and he just pulled, one of the biggest wins in his career and the university's career.
That's so damn cool.
I love it. Don't you just love those stories?
Dude, this is why I love March.
Yep. And then my bonehead play of the week. Some teams shitting the bed on their free throws late in the games. Oregon shitting the bed on some free throws against Creighton. Texas A&M missing a shit ton of free throws against Houston. And Baylor trying to come back against Clemson, and they missed some free throws.
Yeah, those games would have been a lot different if they made their free throws.
Whole new stories if those free throws are made.
Mm-hmm.
And that wraps up the show. Ian, another good episode of the Kodos Mojo. Happy baseball season.
Dude, I cannot wait to hear the crack of the bat on Thursday.
Crack in the bat, crack open a beer. Just the sound of baseball, buddy.
Absolutely, buddy.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone, for tuning into the Kodos Mojo. We will see you next time.